Like he doesn't abandon you when you're in the valley. But another really powerful thing I heard this week too was the teachers are quietest during the test. And I was like, well, shit. Fine. Okay. Like it was just super powerful for me. It's just like, we can get stuck in the valley of nonsense and we think that we'll be there for forever, but we have to go to the valley to get to the mountaintop.
Hi, welcome to Say More Words, a podcast that was created to emphasize the human experience through stories. I hope that you come here to learn, to expand, and most importantly, learn how to say more words. Speak your story, speak your truth, boo boo. We're so happy you're here.
Hi. How are you? I'm so excited you're here. Happy tea time with Tamika, featuring my bitch please, I'm from Colleyville mug that I got at Rose and Rivets. Happy Friday. I used to say like tea time's always going to be on this day and it's going to be on this day. That's not the life for me. So we're not picking days, we're just picking vibes. And today the vibe was just right. The lips were just right, This lipstick, I call it the devil's lip stain because it does not come off. I once put it on Friday when I got to Vegas and didn't change it out until I got home on Monday. I'll link it. It's Maybelline. It's magic. How are you? Are you magic? I want to first talk about your small friends. Um, so I put a post out earlier this week and I was looking good. I was feeling good. I think we should normalize uh, posting selfies, especially when you feel really good and when you look really good. So like I think we should normalize that. Anyways, um, thank you, Alexis. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. And I'm gonna get the lyrics right, even though I've been listening. So a lot of people don't know because I didn't put the music on the post, but the lyrics are from a song called Yitties on Yo Titties. It's a freestyle rap by Lizzo, who was previously canceled. And but she's fire. Anyways, so I posted a fire picture of myself. And then with the quote from the song that I love the most, which is I woke up to bitches who were praying on my downfall. Whoever they be praying to ain't listen to him at all. Not my God. It's so good. Listen to the song. It's so good. There's so many good lines in it. Um, and like to be fair, like there's just people who prey on my downfall all the time. But the devil's been working extra hard. But I want you to know that I'm a very tall woman and I'm a very strong woman, but not as strong as my friends who are under 5'3". And I realized that this week because the minute I posted that, and still to this day, my 5'3" and under friends are out here ready to fight. They're like, who is it? Give me a name. I'm gonna burn a house. Like, I was at networking yesterday, and one of my friends was like, who? Who is preying on your I'm done. Like everyone's ready to fight. And I just need you to know that, especially in really hard seasons, it's good to know. Like I call it the hood version of me versus the healed version of me. And it's just really good to know that you have people on your side that are like, I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight whoever is coming after you. Like me and Jesus are rolling up and F them people. So hey Haley. So like this week showed me that you don't mess with the under 5'3s because holy cow. Chihuahua energy. All of them. All of them are like, I'll kill somebody. I don't care. Ugh. And it made me feel so loved. So I just want to say, find you a small friend. Um, the retrograding is retrograding. And I don't know, you may not believe in this, but I believe in this. So whatever. Mercury has gone back into retrograde, or as we like to say it in our household, Mercury is back in the microwave and she is acting a fool. Um, and it's just a weird time, like technology stops working and people start getting weird and relationships start blowing up. And I just want you to know that, like, if you're in a really weird season where things feel funny, blame it on the stars, blame it on Mercury, blame it on whomever. Just don't blame it on yourself. You can blame it on the alcohol. Call Jamie Foxx if you want to and blame it on the alcohol. Just know that like the next so it started yesterday, July 17th. It goes until August 10th. So the next few weeks are going to be fun, interesting. Like somebody might be talking to you and be like, I don't even know. Just excuse my French, but not really. But like, y'all got me fucked up, right? So like, just know that people are going to be peopling and technology is not going to be working. And like, this is not the time to make major decisions. Don't buy a car. I once bought a car during Mercury retrograde. Gloria, who's throwing up gang signs. Y'all heard about her. Like, she's throwing up gang signs. She's thrown up gang signs the entire time I've had her. Don't buy a car during Mercury retrograde. Just like take care of yourself. And in that same sense too. So I got to speak to a corporate team yesterday all over the country. We do quarterly online teachings, and our first one was Enneagram, and the one we did yesterday was about imposter syndrome and advocating for yourself as a female in the workplace, and just things like that. But really was going back to you. And I said something, and I was like, I feel like I need to tell the world this because some of you may be feeling this right now, and I want you to like feel safe in the cocoon. So, um, we talk about valleys and we can get into these valleys. Like life is an ebb and flow, especially if you're an entrepreneur. There's a book called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. And like, this is the most ghetto roller coaster I've ever been on in my life. Because some days you're like, yay. And some days you're like, what is happening? And you're crying in the middle of the night. And, but it's, it's a roller coaster I'm going to live on for the rest of my life. Like, I'm not getting off this roller coaster. Um, but like we have to learn to ebb and flow, and we can get into this place in our humanness where we're in the valley. And I was listening to, I don't know if it was a sermon or what it was this week, but they were talking about the and I just forgot the Bible verse, like the what it is, but it's like, yea, as I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. And they're talking about how like we think in the valley of death, like we attribute it to that when we die, but really like we go through that valley of death multiple times in our life, and it's death isn't in just in the sense of like you're passing away, but like there can be a death of like an old version of you, a life that you didn't want. Like we go through these valleys as we're processing really, really big things. And so, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because you were with me. And sometimes we forget when we're in the valley, we're like, what the hell is happening? Like, I can't hear. I don't know what's going on. Like, I have no guidance and I'm all alone. And want to, along with that, like knowing that it's not just the valley of death, but like you will have that valley of death when you're studying versions. Thank you. Thank you, Jody. Psalm 23. I knew somebody would. Thank you, thank you. Um, like we think it's just, the physical death, but we do that through multiple parts of our life. And then what happens is we get in the valley, and I don't know if it happens for y'all, but like I get in the valley and I'm like, where are you? Like I start getting into this space of like nothing's working. I could become a curmudgeon, like I do this work for a living, obviously, and I help people through this work, but I am also human, and those valleys do happen for me. And we think that we're walking alone, and we're not actually walking alone. Like he doesn't abandon you when you're in the valley. But another really powerful thing I heard this week too was the teachers are quietest during the test. And I was like, well, shit. Fine. Okay. Like it was just super powerful for me. It's just like, we can get stuck in the valley of nonsense, and we think that we'll be there for forever, but we have to go to the valley to get to the mountaintop. And so if you're sitting here and you're in this valley and you're like, I don't know what's going on, like maybe you just feel meh, or like, it could be a big valley, it could be a small valley, it could be a big death, it could be a little death. Whatever it is that you're sitting in, just know like you have to walk this path in order to get to this next mountaintop. Like you have to shed a version of you in order to get to the next mountaintop. And sometimes when we're walking through the valley, it's loud. It's like the Dane Cook joke where you're in the what is that dude? What does he say? It's like, oh, when you're in a parking garage, every parking garage is really loud and you're walking and it just sounds like gravel everywhere. The valley for me sort of feels like that. Like everything is loud, including myself. Like I'm loud in apathy, I'm loud in this. And if you're in that valley, I would just encourage you to get quiet, because it's in that quiet, it's in that stillness that we start to hear our guidance. That's what, based off of whatever you believe. You all know that I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in the power of the universe and energy, and I believe that they're all entwined. That's what I believe. And if that's not what you believe, that's fine. Take from this what you believe. But I believe that God is loudest when I'm quiet. And I have to remember to get quiet, to stop sitting amongst the noise of all the things that aren't working and all the things that are happening and all the apathy, blah, 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 like all the, like I have to get quiet again. And so I was training this corporate office, and we're talking about valleys, and it's in those valleys that, the enemy is really good at latching onto you, kind of like a cancer, and feeding off of that, feeding off of the negativity, feeding off of all of your bad thoughts. Like that's when imposter syndrome comes in. That's when your lack of motivation to take the next step forward comes in, because it just starts feeding off of it. And so at the beginning of the year, I didn't tell this story yesterday, but I'll tell y'all. At the beginning of the year, I was doing some journaling, and y'all know I'm a big journaler, but I had spent some time where I wasn't journaling. I wasn't writing anything down. And just one day I just took out, because I was in the valley and the valley was really loud. And I wanted guidance on how to get out of the valley, but I was unwilling to do the hard part, which is get quiet to get out of the valley. Like, we're difficult. We're all just teenagers that are fighting the system, right? So I was fighting the system, and I took out my journal, and it had been months since I had journaled because I didn't want to write those thoughts down. I didn't want to face it. And that I experience a lot of times with people too. Like they don't want to journal because they don't want to face it. I didn't want to face it. Okay. I knew exactly what I was doing, to be abundantly clear. So I took out my journal, and I'm writing about my experience in the valley that I'm in, and how lost I am, and how like I'm trying to put that first foot forward, but I can't figure out where to place the foot so it's not so loud. And I'm in this space, and I'm angry. Like I'm actually angry. And you all may have that space too. Like I got into shame, blame, guilt, resentment. I was just heavy, just heavy, meh, and heavy. And I'm writing about all of this, and and when I'm writing, obviously I'm quiet. I'm not talking out loud. Sorry, my nose is itching. Um, but I'm writing, and so I'm quiet, and it was like clear as day. I heard, "Stop thinking I gave you this season to punish you." And then I instantly started crying because I was like, wow, like what sometimes when we're in the valley too, we can start to feel like these seasons, these hardships, these things are happening as a form of punishment. And you may not have ever felt that, but sometimes I do. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm getting punished, but really it's not a punishment. We have to remember that it's not a punishment, it's a season of growth. It is a death. It is, you can't become the next version of you if you keep holding on to this weight that's holding you. And so in my quiet, in my stillness, that's what I heard. And I've been holding on to it because, this weird season that I'm in where I'm like post grief, but like moving forward, but like still post grief, and having to go to grief therapy and do certain things, like everything is it's a weird kaleidoscope of things. And there's lots of things that are happening in my life right now that are moving me forward and taking the next step, but they're big, big things. And my imposter syndrome came in hot this year. It's not the first time y'all have heard me talk about it. But um, all that's to say is like every time I start to feel that I'm in the valley, okay, so here's the thing. Every time I start to feel I'm in the valley, or every time somebody calls me out for being in the valley, it is so very important for you to surround yourself with people who know who you are without a shadow of a doubt, who have seen you ugly, seen you good, seen you amazing, seen you all of the things, right? Um, have those people because they can call you out on your BS. Like that's I think one of the most important parts of my job that I do and the work that I do is that I get to call people out on their BS. Like you are in a valley or you're not being yourself or like finding a different perspective. So if you have people in your life who know when you aren't 100% and can call you out on it in a very kind way that doesn't make you lose your mind, keep them. So if your people are calling you out, start to listen. Get quiet. Honestly, my people start to call me out. I get quiet so that I can really truly hear the message that I need to hear because obviously I've been loud too long in order to hear it. So I've been, I started to realize it and my people started to call me out. And so now like one of the things I'm starting to repeat over and over again, the teacher is quietest during the test. And I ask, like I just ask out loud, quite honestly. Like I prayer is done best out loud and sometimes we forget like we can do it on the move. Like you don't have to have a whole ceremony and an altar and get on your knees and all of that. You don't have to do all that. You can just literally truly ask, like, what is it I'm supposed to learn? And getting quiet and remembering that this season is not for punishment. Like this season, I'm not being punished because I'm experiencing this so I can get to the next best level. And it's just a really powerful reframe for me to get me moving. And so if you are in a valley, or the next time you're in a valley, save this video so that you have the ability to get yourself out of said valley, and find like the beauty of the valley, find the beauty in the muck. Like we oftentimes don't sit to think about that when it's happening. And so it's just really, really powerful to just think, okay, what is it? And you may not know right away, and that's kind of hard too, is you may not know right away what lesson you're being taught or what you're supposed to learn or what you should shed. But eventually you'll get uncomfortable enough to figure it out. I'm telling you, that valley, ooh girl, and boy, whoever's listening, like that valley, it's so cute. At the end, once you start getting to climb the mountain. So just know that anything that happens, it's not punishment. And I say this because retrograde is here. And so we're all gonna go into some kind of valley. Like I just I don't know what to tell you. It's similar to a full moon. Like we enter a valley during a full moon and the crazies come out, and sometimes your crazy comes out. And we just have to acknowledge and honor that part as opposed to shaming, blaming, and guilting yourself or feeling immense resentment towards yourself because of it. So, ooh, here we go. Let's go walk through that valley for the next couple of weeks. And maybe it may not be a valley. The shedding may be quick. It may be just for a moment. It may be for a couple of days, but you are worthy of being in that valley and learning. So, um, on that note, if you are feeling like you're in a valley or anything like that, you don't even have to be in a valley to come hang out with me. I want you in my space. I want you, I want to hug you. I want to tell you you're awesome. So I have a couple of things that are coming up that are super powerful and a a jumping off point from the master class and the seminar that I did yesterday on the corporate level. Erica Glassy, I love you. I'm so proud of you. I love that you're in the WNBA, but I hate that you're gone. So, and I got your note. That was so lovely. So, coming up in the next week, how can we hang out? How can we work through the valleys and all of the things? On Wednesday, July 23rd, and I will put a link out with all of the classes and there will be descriptions and stuff, but just in case, for those of you that are still here watching with us, say it louder. I'm going to be putting on the seminar that I did for the corporate team that I did yesterday. I am going to be doing that. It's going to be both in person and online. So if you're here in Texas, you're more than welcome to come to my favorite place and watch the live recording. But Say It Louder is going to be that masterclass where we talk about um, how to truly find your unique power, your voice, how to show up for yourself, how to get past, hi, Jenny, how to get past these limiting beliefs. And if you're in a valley, it's going to be one of those pump up, find yourself confident rallies. It's super good, if I do say so myself. So we're going to be doing that. Then, so this July will marks 2 years of the podcast. Say More Words has existed for 2 years, and we'll announce like official numbers next week. But on the 23rd, From 4 until 6, we are going to be having a podcast celebration party. And Jenny, I'll send you the link. For Say It Louder. But for the podcast celebration party, I love it. So when we launch the podcast, we throw a party because why would we not? We love a party, and we're going to be celebrating 2 years of my podcast. Astronomical numbers, wonderful growth. It's still not lost on me that I fought the podcast for so long, and then what ended up being it is my most shared year after year podcast was episode is the one I didn't want to record. I didn't want to record it. I didn't want you to know my story. I didn't want you to hear all of the bullshit in my life and the trauma and all of that. But I did. I did the really uncomfortable thing. I recorded my story, and it is the most shared podcast for my or podcast episode for my podcast, and it's sharing the joy in my trauma, episode 11. So we're going to be celebrating that and how it has been shared thousands of times worldwide. And it just fills my heart and is actually the basis of my TED Talk. So we're going to be celebrating my podcast, but we're not only celebrating the 2 year celebration of my podcast, we are celebrating the 1 year celebration of Sandwich Stories, which is by Lexi Callies. And it is all about it's us, right? If you are a sandwich, um, adult is what we call it. So where you have aging parents and young kids and you're having to take care of both, you are considered part of the sandwich generation. And her podcast has been doing so well and changing a lot of lives in the techniques that she teaches on how to care for not only her mother and her family, but herself. So we're going to be celebrating the 1 year celebration of that. That's 4 to 6 at my favorite place on July 23rd. On July 24th is lunchtime house party, y'all. I get really weird ideas, and you know I love a dopamine hit of a good music, like good music and good just vibes and feelings and just everybody singing along together. I know when I speak on stage, I always have music, and I know if I'm going to like the crew or not based off of the music we start playing. Anyways, so lunchtime house party is at my favorite place in Colleyville from 12 until I said 1:30, but we can go till 2, whatever. But it is a fundraiser for Colleyville Women's Club, which is a pass-through charity that gives scholarships, grants, and then also gives grants to nonprofits. And then also for Dallas Supersonics, which I am on the board of both of them. Dallas Supersonic is a charity that provides nutrition and mental health services to youth athletes, which is super, super powerful. So, lunchtime house party, it's a $25 charge instead of a $5 cup like when we were in college, but you all know what it's like. But we'll have drinks and food. And most importantly, my favorite place is going to be cleared of tables, and we're going to be dancing and singing our little hearts out. And it's come and go. You show up when you can, show up as you are. You don't have to dress a certain way, but we are singing and we are dancing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I really hope this takes off because I want to do more of them. Like, can you imagine a lunchtime house party at Stonehouse? Somebody tell Greg and Lisa that you also want that to happen. Then the following week on July 28th, we are doing a main character energy luncheon here at my favorite place from 12 until 1:30, and it's going to be a mini confidence summit about finding your confidence, owning your confidence. If you're in a valley, it's a really good place to get warmed up, hugged, loved on, and really truly cherished. And let's see. Oh, then the 28th at night, we're doing Masterpiece Monday. We are doing a painting class. We're doing a very beautiful beachy sunrisey scene. And that's just gonna be a fun place to just hang out. And then let's see what else. Oh, and then the 30th. And then all of a sudden we're at the end of the month almost. The 30th at night, I'm doing an Enneagram masterclass. It's my favorite title that I've ever come up with. Why do I love you, but why do I want to throat punch you? And it's all about Enneagram and relationships and understanding the Enneagram. It is going to be one of those hybrid classes too, where you can be in person or online. And you just purchase your ticket. I just need to know how many people are coming in person. The tickets are the same. If and I'm going to encourage you to bring your spouse, bring your friends, really get into it because it's all going to be about connection. It's a huge connection piece. So Enneagram, the why do I want to throat punch you class will have, if you're going to be here in person, we will have wine and bubbles and things like that, of course, because welcome to my home. Let me feed you. So that's what we got. That's what's coming up for the next couple of weeks. I'm pumped. I hope you're pumped. I'm really excited to be here in the space. Love on you. It is I am one of those people that is, I don't wish time away, but I am thankful that school is going to be starting soon. I know there's lots of controversy, but I love the schedule and the routine that comes with the school season, and also all of our people come back. I feel like it gets above 100 and everybody leaves the state of Texas. No one's going out. We're smelly, we're sweaty, we don't want to see anybody. And the fall brings a whole nother level of renewal, and I'm itching for it. So we have a couple of weeks until school starts, and we're just going to kind of live on ourselves, get us through the end of the summer, really hype ourselves up, and get ready for the fall, the best season of all. It is. Don't fight me on that. Just don't fight me on it. So anyways, that is your happy Friday tea time with Tamika. I will put all of the links here on my page. They're going to come up shortly. You're going to look like you're getting spammed by Tamika on events, but here they are. And I cannot wait to see you, welcome you into my space, give you a big hug. And if I happen to be the teacher you need during the valley that you're in, I'm super pumped to be that person. So thank you for being here. I love y'all. I mean it. I'll talk to you soon.